Hey, what's good? Welcome back to another episode to Safe and Sound. Today I'm going to show you how to create a soulful R&B sample that goes like this. In this video I'm going to teach you how to create a unique R&B sample and I'll tell you practical ways to market it. To create a soulful R&B sample, it's really important to choose the right chords. Today I'm going to use minor 7 and major 7 chords. I really like to create a different vibe with the effects that I'm using. So there are tons of effects, as you know. Maybe you can also let me know which are your favorite effects for manipulating the sounds. But I just basically played in the key of E minor and I played the chords 5, 4, 1, 3 and 6, which is the chord progression that I was playing, and it kind of gives like a really smooth and emotional vibe. And now I'm going to layer the same chords on the piano. I use basic presets on the piano, and again after that I'm going to go more into the sound design and what you can basically do. I decided to pick a live bass, so it will sound naturally, and I always want to make that my samples sound like they sound vintage or old school. Yeah, I decided to pick the bass and I'm going to play the root notes, which is in that case a A, then the B, E, then we go to a G, and after that to a C. And one more thing, if you play the bass, you always gotta make sure that you do the stank phrase, which goes like this. Now we have the basic foundation, and I really like to record my own vocals to my samples, so I give them a kind of unique vibe to it. There are also many different platforms where you can get those super dope vocals like Arcade and Splice, and there are so many different other platforms where you can get them. I really like to record my own vocals so it gets kind of more unique and you can stand out a little bit more from the people who are using those different sounds, you know? This is Splice and Arcade from Output, which is also really nice, and every producer should know Arcade because Arcade is really nice when it comes to using vocals, and you can also try it for free, obviously. One of my favorites to go plugins is Hooked. And also, this one is also really amazing when it comes to creating a nice ambience to all of your sounds. It's called Distant Voices, and it's also from Arcade Output, which I highly recommend. So after explaining everything, maybe sometimes you know it when you create some loops or beats or whatever, you get like a melody in your head, and then I really like to layer only the top line, so the melody of it, and basically you get like a really nice vibe to it. And you can also use those for ambient sounds or basically everything, you know? It is also a matter of how you process those vocals, and as you know, there are so many nice plugins that you can use. I obviously like to use Autotune because I'm not the best singer, but yeah, I mean, I could learn it one day. As you know, we're not the best singers, we are all producers, but luckily we have those amazing plugins which can help us achieving great sounds. Definitely need Autotune on that one. I think that could work actually. So I'm using Metatune for that one. It's a plugin which is inside the Slate Digital, which I also highly recommend. It's like Antares Autotune, we have Wave Autotune, but I really like Metatune. It's kind of new, and yeah, I really like using it. We gotta choose the right key, which is E minor in our case. And also on top of that, I like to use Vocal Bander, which is amazing when it comes to pitching vocals. We only shift the formats here, so we are kind of in the same key, but we are still in the same key, but we are shifting the format so it will sound like it's low pitch, but it's like we're not pitching it. I don't know how to explain it the right way, but in the end it sounds really dope. Okay, so I loaded that one up. I pitched the format to -3 semitones, and after that I also like using Valhalla, which is an amazing reverb plugin that you can use, and I load it up again and then I like to put the mix at around 20%, and sometimes I play a little bit around with the color and everything, but most of the time it sounds fire if you just load it up. Now we have like a 4-bar loop, which is amazing. When you basically have the basic foundation, it's then kind of the part of, for me, to shape the sound and everything. So we can then have variety. We got a different variety of the song. I just play around a little bit with the nice plugins that we have and try to come up with some amazing, unique R&B, soulful sounds. So as you can see now, I have a lot of different plugins on this guitar channel, and now I'm going to duplicate the guitar layer and I put halftime on it. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool kind of intro for a sample, right? I arranged everything and everything is good to go, and sometimes I really like to give everything a little bit more space, and as I told you in the beginning, I really like to give the sample a nice vintage feeling, you know. So I will use Drip, which is an amazing plugin, and with 2 clicks it's perfect. And I like to use the preset called Apex. So as you can hear, it gives it more dimension. And also for the bass, as you can see, because I recorded a live bass, and here a kind of like volume, like a huge difference in the dynamics. So I'm going to use a compressor to make it to make it more consistent volume, you know. Turn down a little bit the volume. I also layered the vocals and put halftime on it to give it like a different vibe in the intro, as I said in the beginning, and I think it sounds really fire. I put halftime again on it and put like the 1 bar, and this is the sound. And if you hear it in the mix, it will sound really cool, I think. Okay, and last but not least, I always like to put on the entire sample itself RC20, which gives it kind of a vintage feeling. So what do I do after creating an R&B sample? Well, there are actually 2 ways. So the first way is to send it out to an amazing other producer who hopefully puts some drums on it and upload it on his YouTube channel. And you basically then have to hope that you can get like a placement or beat saves from his BeatStars. And the second way is creating your own sample pack and upload it on different platforms. So I can recommend like I can recommend at least like 3 nice platforms where you can try to contact those platforms. So for example, there's Waves, there's Lander, there's R Loops, and you can contact them again and say, hey, I'm a sample maker, I would like to upload my sample packs on your website, and try to get in contact with them, try to reach out to them, and hopefully you can place your sample packs there.